welcome to some compensation for lower back hip discomfort that might flow into the knees and other parts of the body. Usually when we start to feel pain from a joint like our ankles or our knees or even our hips, we kind of have to follow the train. We have to think about going up and downstream. So most of the time, if you're feeling lateral discomfort in your knee, you're probably dealing with some tight glutes, tight gluteus medialis, right? So not your actual big butt cheek, but the glute that rises on top that causes rotation out, okay? So we're just gonna do a little compensation exercises for those two. We'll go into some progressions. The first one is gonna be the 90-90 stretch, okay? And it is named that because I formed two 90-degree angles with my shins and my thighs, okay? I'm going to rotate so that my spine essentially lies over my femur. I'm gonna pull myself down with a nice long neck and spine. Exhale, I'm gonna feel that stretch. I'm gonna hang out there for a moment and then come back up, okay? So I'm gonna get long in my spine, keep the chest square, extending through the spine with a nice long telescoping spine. Exhale, pull down. Hold for a moment and then back up. Now I can hold it for as long as I can tolerate it, as long as I'm not wincing. Gradually you're trying to work up to about a minute hold. So start with like 10 seconds and progressively do more repetitions where I can hold it for a little bit longer. I keep the whole shin and thigh and glute of my front leg down. I'm feeling a nice stretch there. And then I come back up. Okay, so I can do that for as many repetitions as feels pretty nice so that I can get some relief. Now, on that same positioning, I take the hand of the backside leg, so in this case my left, and I'm going to rotate and thread through these two limbs. Rotate, I'm going to lock out this arm and exhale, pull myself down as if I'm twisting. Now that's going to pull across and come back. Now the belly might get in the way, so draw in the belly, twist, reach, exhale, and the same thing. I'm going to hang out here for a little while, feel the stretch, linger. Again, hold that for as long as you can tolerate it, and then do a couple repetitions. Gradually, you should try to work up to at least 1 minute of a hold. Now we're just going to do a little positioning with this back leg, okay? So it's a little harder to access almost a full pigeon pose with the 90-90. So I'm just going to slide this in and we end up more in what we call the shin box position. So again, I'm going to rotate and I'm going to lengthen this back leg and roll it over as if somebody's kind of pulling by my toe, and you'll see that that's going to roll my hip over the top. And I'm going to pull myself down to the elbows, again with the long spine. And I can hang out here in a more modified pigeon position. A little variation is I can reach and drop, and I feel that more in the hip. But this is kind of like the entry position, nice and long. And I can come back up. I like to thread it and rotate the hip over the top. Front hip, front glute stays flat on the ground. And I can reach, feel deeper stretch, hang out for a little while, and then wind. Again, you can try to make sure that you feel the stretch deep enough for a couple second hold, but no wincing, no clenching. That means your time is up for that moment. Come out of it and then join it again. Trying to work up to 1 minute hold. Take this leg, crossing over, kind of making a figure four position. Now this hip has to stay on the ground. I'm going to take this same side, opposite side arm and exhale, twist through. Feel the stretch. For this one, it's going to be on this side. This glute stays down. The other glute stays down. I'm hugging and twisting through with a nice tall spine. Pull the knee up. If this is too hard to access, you can go here. But ideally, you are able to kind of get in there and keep both of the sits bones down, both of these hip bones down, and exhale and twist. And I can unwind, get tall again, grab deeper. When you're first trying to introduce stretching, you got to make sure that you're not holding it and wincing it because you're not going to get the release you're looking for. So again, start with some deep breathing, 10 seconds. Do a couple repetitions of 10-second holds. Eventually you start to feel like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You can hold it for longer, working all the way up to ideally a minute. Okay? One more that's a little bit more like lower back tissues, hamstrings. Grabbing the shins and keeping your chest attached and only going as low as you can while you can still keep your chest attached to your thighs. So look, I'm kind of crawling down. This might be it. Like, my legs are pretty tight today because I just worked out like 2 hours ago, but I can lengthen and kind of push through the heels and pull the chest down. Hang out, I can pull down. I'll feel a deeper stretch. And I can relax it. I literally am grabbing the shins and pulling down, straightening the legs. See how I'm kind of like kneading my legs? Exhale, pull. I can walk it back, shake it off a little bit, put the chest attached again, and then slide out. It's important to keep the chest attached just so you can target what you're really trying to target. This will become more hamstrings if I don't keep the chest attached, which is okay, but we're trying to take care of our back and our hips here a little bit. I can pull down a little bit more, deep stretch. Now, walk it back always, and then just be careful after that deep fold in that you don't come up too fast because you can definitely strain your lower back if you do that. Give this a try. Again, both sides, you're holding for 10, 20, 30, progressively increasing the time that you're holding it for multiple repetitions. And then eventually you'll be able to hold it for a minute. And that would be a good way to compensate. All the glute activations that you're doing can make you a little tight, which causes stiffness and then discomfort in the knee. Let's work on that a little bit. I hope this helps.